Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. My name is Brad with my drone channel, and I'm screwing up my intro already because, you know, I never do it at all. Today we're going to be talking about a few different news stories, and we have a special guest on today, and I won't tell you who it is until it's time. We're going to talk. He's going to also be talking with us about these beautiful news stories. My name is Brad, and I do a drone channel. I do a drone video every single week, and I also do a live stream like this every week. If that's something that interests you, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you want to see this video later, or if you want to share this video, go ahead and share it, like it, and all of that. Can you tell? I feel like I'm unprepared. That's what it is today. I just feel like I am unprepared. So today we're going to talk about 3 different articles. We're going to talk about a guy that flew a drone too close to fireworks in New Zealand. We're going to talk about some drones that look like birds, and we're also going to talk about drones that don't fly, because there are more drones than what does fly. Here, we'll pop this in, see who's in the chat. Oh, look at that! Matt's here. Imagine that. Matt's here. He's in the chat. Matt's in the chat. Flying with Stan. RL, how you doing, guys? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and don't forget, after the live stream, if you're watching us on the replay, you can join in the comments and let us know what you think about the different news articles. First of all, I think we should probably introduce our special guest. So if you want to unmute your microphone, that would be wonderful, because I'm going to pop you up here. Are you ready?
Yep.
There he is, and that's Mr. Matt himself. Mr. Matt Variable. How are you, Matt?
Good, Brad.
So,
good day to be live.
Are you sure? Yeah,
yes, good as any.
You're looking like you got a little bit of sun there.
I did. You know where I was at today?
Go ahead, tell him.
I was baking at the solar farm.
You certainly were. Is that beer you're having? I'm shocked.
No, it's iced tea, actually. So
I am shocked. So today, you know the articles. Did you look through the articles we were going to look at today?
You know, you sent me the links to the articles, and while I was trying to prepare for this and other things, I was only able to glaze through a couple little things on them.
That's okay.
So you're probably well more versed on those than I am. So I'll let you take those guys.
Well, just so you know, your audio will be on while we go through this. So
Okay.
We'll go ahead and go through the website. First, what I want to talk about is this happened in New Zealand, in Queenstown Winter Fest fireworks. Basically, about 3 or 4 shots into the whole beautiful fireworks thing, they stopped the show because there was a drone flying extremely close. You can read this. All the links are below if you want to go ahead and look at the article. And basically, they found the guy pretty quick, and they told him to land, and saying, "Go ahead, go away." You know, and the Civil Aviation Authority, which is the New Zealand version of the FAA, is dealing with it now. So the reason I bring this up is, you know, 4th of July here in the U.S., it's coming around.
Yes.
And, oh, look, you're not on. There we come. And people with new people with drones are going to try to get some pictures and video of these fireworks. That's not a very smart idea, especially if there's a whole bunch of drones and the fireworks and a bunch of people. What are your thoughts, Matt?
And any manned aircraft. Now, I have been asked for the past, the last couple of fireworks events at our local fair to shoot the fireworks, and I said absolutely not. One, it's always past the time that we're allowed to fly, half an hour past sunset, and with like commercial grade fireworks, they go higher than 400 feet. I mean, they get up there, and I'm not going to take the risk. It would be neat, but hey, you see the exact same thing from the ground. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not going to say I've never done it. I've got neighbors that, you know, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so neighbors have fireworks, and they say, "Hey, man, fly your drone, get some," you know. I'm like, well, if it's the right time of night, if you start before the sun is completely gone, I have this amount of time. I'm not going to say I haven't flown at night. Okay, everybody has, but getting photos of the fireworks or video of the fireworks before the sun is completely gone is the way to do it. And plus, the fireworks you can get from little, you know, shacks by the freeway, don't get much more than 200 feet. So you can get way above them and keep your drone safe, keep everybody safe around. So that's my thoughts on it. So if you're thinking about taking your drone to your town, your county, whatever event for fireworks, just take your cell phone, take your DSLR, take something else. Don't take the risk. Just don't risk it. It's just for everybody.
And you're right. I don't think the fireworks go 400 feet, but that's me. I have flown for fireworks, but that was for Navy Pier that we were hired for. We had a night waiver. We had about 15 people on the crew. We knew what we were doing, and it was this little thing right here was doing it, and it was quite intense because we had to go a little bit further away, and it was not. We weren't around people. I mean, we only got the fireworks because they're shooting it off in the harbor, so there's no boats around. They're not allowed. There's no people around that are right there, and we were taking off from Navy Pier as we were allowed to. But like you said, when you have people, when you're a hobbyist and you're just going to go do it for fun, what if there's like 5 or 6 hobbyists around, and what if 2 or 3 of those drones decide to hit each other because they're not paying attention because they're going ooh ah with the fireworks, and then those drones land on people? Yeah. Not so much fun. Yeah. I have an issue with all of that. It's number one, like you said, you're flying at night if you don't have a night waiver, and you won't have a night waiver. Of course, hobbyists are allowed to fly at night, from what I understand. This is what I understand. I don't know if it's true or not because I hear both ways, things both ways. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I have a real problem with it. It's more of the people side of it for me. I don't like to have it because there's too many people around. And again, as drones are getting more saturated in the market, there's just going to be too many people. Right. I'd like to say a shout out to Brian. Say hi to Brian. He's here. He can hopefully not crash and hurt anybody, but I would rather you not do that. But I'd like to know. I don't know. Oh, look at that. There's a Tello right there. Is it taking pictures of fireworks?
No.
No.
It just crashes into walls.
That's what this black... I don't know if I like that. Does that mean my internet's not working? Does that mean something's wrong?
I can't honestly tell. I don't have the stream going, but
Let me see.
Chat.
I'm seeing chat. Oh, it did look... Oh, no, it's working. It's working. I just took a quick peek. Whew. Guys, don't scare me like that, man. Don't scare me like that.
Okay.
The feed is glitching. Okay, it's pausing for long moments. Oh, that could be a problem. Okay, maybe that's because I have Skype going on with this friggin' feed.
Well, I just brought it up. I'm going to keep an eye on it now. I've got it muted. Okay. So, I mean, I can see... I'm not seeing the jitter that we saw earlier. Mm-hmm. That could be on his end, so...
It could be on my end. No, if it's not jittering in the stream, then we're okay. It seems good now. Okay, so hopefully everybody, I don't know, did anybody hear, see the whole great thing we talked about the fireworks? The guy that was in New Zealand. I'll pop this back up. Hey, Stella's here. So what we've got here, we'll go back in here. This guy was in Queensland. He... Yeah, I'd like to, RL, but I don't have a choice right now. Anyway, so this guy in New Zealand was flying too close to fireworks. They delayed the fireworks because of him. They found him. They made him land, and oh, good, they saw the fireworks thing. And basically, he got in trouble with the local authorities and the CAA. I don't recommend flying. I don't recommend flying in the fireworks because I don't know how much of the stuff they heard from you or not, Matt. But you also don't recommend flying.
Well, and Brad, you were right earlier about fireworks not going 400 feet, and most do not. But there are the ones that that are the best ones, the salutes that do. 8-inch ones, I'm sure, get up there.
Okay.
I've been trying to get my hands on a few of those for out here in the boondocks so I can get the cops called on me, but they don't just give them to anybody.
No, they don't. But I think they might have them in Chicago because I hear those all the time.
Yeah, well, those are gunshots, but
oh, that's right. That's right. My bad.
I have a friend that actually does a few of the fireworks shows here around us, and he asked me, "Hey, would you come and shoot this? We want a good view of us lighting these things off." And I said, no, I don't want to be anywhere near that place because you know what happens when that goes bad. Because while the great big huge fireworks companies, you know, they have all those electronics to shoot these things off in a very orchestrated manner. You know, they've got a little keyboard and they've already got everything prepped. Most of the smaller shows, you know, at county fairs and town fairs and things like that, you know, guys are literally with a lighter and lighting these things and then running away. That's how it's done. Or they tie a few of them together, you know, and light them and run off. That's not something I want to be a part of. No, thank you. I don't.
Yeah,
want,
that's
I don't
that's
want to
a little bit too sketchy.
Yeah, I don't want to see somebody blown up.
You don't want it to hit the drone and make it worse, because if the drone battery gets punctured by that, that's not a good thing.
Well, that would be a pretty neat smoke bomb, kind of fiery smoke bomb.
Oh yeah,
in the air.
With a little bit of heat.
Not a bad idea. I've got a couple batteries I could do that with. Ooh.
Please don't. Please don't. You're the crazy one. I'm sure Brian will come out and help you with that, because, you know, that's the kind of guy he is. I'm wondering how glitchy we are, because the chat is usually, as you know, crazy, and it seems to be going quite slow. How's that looking on the stream?
The stream looks okay.
All right.
I mean, as far as that goes, I've been keeping an eye on it. Yeah, but you know, it says we got 6 in here.
All right.
Oh, there's Craig.
Oh, that's Craig. Craig.
All right, everybody, just
run.
Don't look.
Just ignore Craig. Oh man. So anyway, since no one else wants to chime in on the fireworks, PSA: single pop cannons to a drone. Single pop flat cannons to a drone. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Do you know, Matt?
Yeah, you know, flat cannons back in the, you know, World War II, when they were shooting at planes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You get one shot. Well, you know, most of us hillbillies still over here in the U.S., we go buy fireworks. You know, we don't pay for our house for 3 or 4 months because we bought fireworks.
Yes, I've understood that. Thanks, Stan, for telling me it's still good. He says it's not glitchy anymore. So yay!
Yay.
So the next story, what is my next story? I forgot what my very next story is. It's not this one. We removed that. We are going to talk about the China. No, I don't want to talk about. Yeah, we'll talk about China now. So China has got some new drones. Imagine that. They also had a big show in Shenzhen this last weekend with like some ungodly number of drone manufacturers, just Chinese drone manufacturers. So they now have a new thing where they have drones that look and fly like birds, which is kind of cool until you realize what they're using them for. What they're using them for is to spy camera, you know, all that. And these drones are so good and quiet. It says right here, some of them are hard to spot from the ground, and even other birds fly near them. So it is like crazy. So they can just kind of melt into a flock of birds, which is absolutely frightening, because they're saying it has some unique advantages to meet demand for drones in the military and civilian sectors. Well, I guess I wouldn't mind having one for one very good purpose, because then maybe I could fly over an event and nobody would know it. What? Don't you think that would be kind of cool? It's like, hey, let's go over the Cubs game in my little bird drone. No one knows it's there. And I get some really cool video of something I'm not supposed to be doing.
Yeah. But I bet they've had that for a long time, a lot longer than what we know about. And China has a whole bunch more. See that white one right there?
Yes.
That was made in China. I'm sure that
yeah.
They know where it is, when it is, what it's taking pictures of. You know, the thing that gets me with this, okay, the Phantom 4 and the Autel, okay, two different apps that I'm using. The DJI Go 4 app that I use for the Phantom 4 is gigantic as far as file size. The Autel and Litchi and other ones like that are next to nothing. Well, why is there so much bloat in the DJI Go 4 app unless there's something going on?
Oh, there is. I mean, it's been documented that there's all kinds of stuff. That's why year and a half ago, the military stopped using it. because they're like, no, because it's sending information out, and then DJI put a patch up that blocked all of that or stopped all of that. But like RL just says, do not trust China.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it at that, because that's a frightening thing, again, because they're spying, and then I mean there's a lot of things that they do that we would consider unscrupulous, but they have no problem with whatsoever. It looks good, and I will fly anywhere at any time. Brian, you scare me. Okay, so people are saying about the color. Yeah, I've been screwing around with my camera because I was tired of the going in and out brightness, so I had to do everything manual, and I can't get it to where I like it, and I messed with it for 40 minutes, and this is what it is for today. So y'all just deal, all right? If you don't like it, close your eyes and listen to this beautiful, then it'll be a podcast, all right? So Brian, see, look at that. Brian did fly in the fourth, but he was far away. That's good.
Earl says hit the return to home button on a DJI and it flew back to China. Hey, you do that with the Autel every once in a while. It flies off the coast of Africa to 0-0.
Mine flew into Michigan, Lake Michigan. No, that's not home. Unscrupulous. Oh yeah. Well, see, yeah, Craig, I could talk about China for a while, and we're not gonna. I don't want to do that because we don't want to talk about all of that stuff. But like everybody's saying about the DJI products, yeah, they send stuff back. I mean, and I don't know if I like that. Well, I know I don't like that. I like to be able to do whatever the heck I want. That's again why I want Autel, Parrot, all these other companies to become big competitors, so that I have a good choice.
Oh yeah, and just to mention, just so that all you watching know, there are links to the Anfi, the Anify, however you say,
whatever that is,
the Evo, and this little guy, which
and the little Tello.
I personally recommend because this thing is so much fun. I mean, it's great. You bounce it off your walls, you chase your cat around. It's a great time.
Cat, kids, wife, whatever.
Kids, wife, dogs, whatever. Don't take it outside when there's wind because it will just go away.
I think it's this little black one. I think is more expensive than your Tello by about $20, and I think your Tello is probably better than that. But this thing, the bumpers on the outside, the prop guards,
yep,
they're rubber. They're a little rubbery, so it bounces off walls. It's really kind of cool.
Yeah, these are kind of, they're not real stiff, but they're kind of bendy. I mean, I've bounced this off walls and bounced off the floor, and it still does just fine.
Looks like the old Sky Viper. Yeah, I think it's Rise, or RYZE is the name of the company that puts the Tello out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and the DJI is just kind of marketing and selling it. Is really all they're doing.
Well, I think actually what it is that I think Rise, I think they produce it, and DJI helped with the software for it, I think. But you can use Scratch and an app called Drone Blocks where you can actually program it to do certain things. So all you have to do is just say go, and it goes and does whatever it is you want it to do.
Well, that'd be cool.
It is. It's kind of neat. It's, is it useful? No. It's great to say, here, kids, take this and go away.
It's a good beginner drone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
the whole scene here, these little guys, and I know you've shown, you've got several of these. We've got 18 of these damn things, but they're almost indestructible. They'll fly for about 5 minutes, and they're endless fun as long as you have a whole bunch of batteries. If you get the batteries are next to nothing.
I got a bunch
for like 10 of them.
Yep.
But you keep them charged up, and the kids will just play with these things until they completely destroy them, which they've held up pretty well. So if you want to start out with one of these. If you're watching.
Oh yeah. Or I mean, even if you got a couple bucks, you can still start out with a Tello, because the Tello is a good little drone. It's only $100, $120.
Yeah.
So.
But yes, the Tello would be a good start. But for me, because this has.
You like the tiny one.
Yeah. This will keep itself.
Oh, you want something that'll move around a little bit.
Yeah.
So you got to keep an eye on it.
Yeah. You you cut your teeth on one of these guys because it'll just woo, whatever.
Yeah, mine stopped taking off properly, so I've got to do some monkeying around with it. So I probably will never touch it again. It's like every time I take off, it goes floop. Something's wrong, and I don't care.
Well,
real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. Craig said Rise has made it, and DJI and Intel help with the software and hardware. And Artco says hi guys, hi Artco. So yay, we got some new peoples watching. I like new peoples. Only 7, but you know, new peoples.
Yeah. Better than none.
I agree. So everybody is on the same page with China's bird spy drones. I would love to have a bird drone though. I would think not to spy, but a good one with a good camera, so that I can so people don't know I'm flying a drone.
Yeah, there are some benefits to that, I could say.
You know, people not bothering me.
I know you have had I've had dirty looks flying my drone in public places. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you have too. And if there's a way you could do that without getting dirty looks, like, oh, you're doing that just to look down at my cleavage.
You're spying on me.
I could care less. I mean, really.
You know, speaking of spying on people, you know I have a T-shirt about that, right?
You do?
Yeah. If you go onto my the Brad Stuff drone stuff Spreadshirt channel or page, it's got my little logo on the front, but on the back it says 5 reasons we're not spying on you. And if you remember the video, it's those reasons. And if you don't remember the video, go watch the video.
I do remember the video, but I don't remember the reasons.
One, let's see if I can remember. It's been over a year since I made that video. Basically, the last reason is you're not that interesting. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's, you know.
That really is it. Okay, so you're new too. Born yesterday. What makes you like only China use them? What makes you like? Oh, I think Stella. I can't. What is she saying? Has she been drinking too much, Stella? What makes you like only Chinese use them? I think. Oh, why is China the only one using them? Because their military is the only one that bought them. We don't care is one reason. Exactly. That's Brian has nailed it. That's reason number 5. That's the punchline of the whole damn video. But yeah, go buy some of those T-shirts. All right, please. I've sold some of the. In fact, you can grab the design and put it on a coffee mug. I already have a coffee mug too, so you can do whatever you want. I love that shirt. I have to get me one. I should probably buy some of my own stuff. That really would help. Anyway, so we all are in agreement that we don't like China spying on people with bird drones. We're using Skype.
Yep. Skype.
Craig is asking. Yeah, can't you see the little Skype logo on there, Craig? Here, let me show you. Talk, Matt.
He twisted my arm, and I had to get Skype, and I got Skype, but it was already on my computer, so you know I had it.
Yep. And not to mention, then we had to download the desktop version.
Yeah, I had to do that. So.
Yep.
But I got it figured out. But interesting fact, I'm using OBS as a virtual camera to use through Skype, so that I can have the little things at the bottom of my picture there with my name and the company and the YouTube, you know, all that.
Who told you to do that?
You did.
I know. Isn't that awesome? I see it now. Yeah, you're a little bit slow. You're a little bit slow, Craig. Maybe, see, you were on it last week. You got me started on it. So now I've got these nice little screens that I can show everything on. But now, let's move on a little bit. Oh, good. We really got 25 minutes in, and Matt wants something else he's going to talk about later after this third video or third news story, which is something it's something I like. It's something I'm glad to see. I've kind of known this, and most of you guys probably have known this, that drones are not just flying drones. They're not. SUASs are drones. But there are a lot more drones out there. There's more kinds of drones. Okay, it says, and this is drone forecast limited to airborne use is wrong. Because you guys know we have underwater drones, and this is what this article is talking about. There's drones they use in space. There's drones that go on a car, that go on the road, you know, like self-driving cars are drones. They're just automated drones. It's all of these kinds of things. And when you think of drones like that, and because when a lot of people hear the word drone, they think of the Tello, they think of the P4P, they think of all the Phantoms, all the DJIs, all of these, you know, the big ones, the little ones. They think of flying things. They don't think of automated cars. They don't think of the submarines. They don't think of the one. What about the drone that does both water and air? What about some of the drones? You know, I mean, you could almost consider an RC plane a drone, but it's not. I mean, unless it flies by computer. You love it when we talk technical. Cool. So, your opinion, I mean, and they're talking about all the different things about what drones are going to do. I mean, Matt, you're even looking into doing something with a drone, architectural-wise. Agricultural-wise.
Yes.
You know, you're thinking about doing that. I mean, there's that kind of use. There's the mapping uses, and all these are the flying stuff. But what kind of other, I mean, would you use a self-driving lawnmower?
Yes.
Have you?
If it was available, I would have one right now. Trust me.
Would you use it at the solar farm?
And to get rid of the 20-some knuckleheads that work for me that I could do without most times. Some of my guys are pretty good, but other ones are, yeah. Say I can't wait for the robots. Let robots take over. Let's get Terminators, the whole 9 yards. I want it to come. I want it here.
And you want to be running that business with all robots.
Yes.
Yep.
Robots.
I understand that. So what other drones are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, the underwater ones are pretty cool, and I think I covered them very lightly in the CES thing I did earlier this year. But there are so many manufacturers. I mean, everybody knows we've got DJI, we've got Altel, we got Unique, we've got a few of the other, you know, Parrot, these, that, and the other, and then the great big, you know, custom, really expensive drones. Well, the same thing in underwater drones. There were, I won't say as many manufacturers there with underwater drones, but there were quite a few of them that had some kind of setup and some kind of tank, and you could play with them, and they were either tethered or not tethered. But that's kind of a big thing as far as drone. You know, if we're not talking just drones in the sky, that would be the next thing, and after that would be, you know, little vehicles, or, you know, shit, you could call a Tesla a drone.
Yes.
The ones driving themselves, or any of the self-driving cars. Those are technically drones. I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Because, and even, I mean, if you think about it, you know, the drones that we fly, they're drones, and the Tesla, or even the automated cars, the Google cars or whatever, even though they have a person in the driver's seat, well, isn't that the same thing that we're doing? Because I just did a pano mission, you know, I mean, we've all done a pano mission. If you've used Litchi, it's extremely easy. You set the height, you hit the button, you start the pano mission. Mm-hmm. What's different than that? I mean, that's the same thing as having a Tesla that takes over the highway driving for you. You know, it's like you're still sitting there watching just in case something goes wrong, but you're not really controlling the car immediately, and you can always take over, which is really awesome. Yeah, and I saw, we'll get to Craig in a minute, and the Evo and the Autel in just a minute. It's just, the stuff that I'm seeing is just wonderful. I am looking forward to the drone that hasn't come out, that I haven't thought of yet. You know, you see the drones that have the AEDs on it, that they're talking about, you know, going and saving somebody's life, getting there faster than an ambulance, so someone can easily administer CPR and, you know, shock somebody if they're having a heart attack. You see these things where, you know, Amazon delivery, you see food delivery. There was medical delivery out in South America and Africa. You know, all of these different things. But I'm looking forward to the drone that we don't know is coming yet, that enhances life. And not militarily. We don't. Yes. The military drones. I don't even want to know what's going on with those. But I do. But I don't. They kind of frightening, because, you know, I know what F-117s can do. I know what all these little freaking planes can do, and they could probably take an F-15, you know, the old planes back in the 80s. They could probably easily throw everything they need to fly one of those without a pilot.
Yes.
I mean, really, because you can take a car and put all the stuff you need in it to have it drive itself, just like they do. They do that now.
Well, yeah.
So it's nothing.
What was that movie called with Jamie Foxx in it? It was called Stealth, I think it was. That self-flying plane, that stealth plane thing. Do you remember that movie?
Nope.
But that was one of those things where they developed this plane that was, you know, 100% stealth, and it was completely autonomous, and it got struck by lightning, and apparently it went nuts, and it decided.
Oh, that was about almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. I forgot Jamie Foxx was in that. So yeah, and EDI. Sorry, I just saw EDI. AED, the defibrillators, the ones you shock people with when they have a heart attack. Yep. Anyway, what was I saying? I totally forgot where I was going. No big deal. I see that you guys. Yeah, they're all talking. Yeah, they're all talking about the Autel and stuff, and we'll get to that here, and we'll just do that. But I saw the flamethrower drones now. Yeah, those are used to see. I think China uses them more than anybody, but those are used to burn something off of electrical wires, high tension wires, like debris or tree branches that are not still connected to the tree, something to that.
Yep,
oh, EDI, the name of the plane in the film Stealth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, okay.
That's an old ass movie, man.
What if that's on Netflix? Now I want to watch it.
No, I don't. Stealth was 2005. Mr. Brian and his Google.
Oh yeah, what's on it?
13 years ago. That's an old movie.
Still a good one.
Yes, it is. I'll have to go watch that again. If it is on Netflix or something, I'll have to go watch it. So, what was I going to do? I think that was all we wanted to talk about news-wise. Let's really quick for the Peanut Gallery. It's on Netflix. Holy crap.
Sweet.
Nice.
Thanks for letting me know that, Stella. You're the best.
Guess what he's watching tonight?
Actually, I'm probably going to watch Last Jedi or whatever it was, because it just came out on Netflix.
Oh, is that on? I haven't seen that one yet. I mean, not on Netflix. I didn't know it was on Netflix. I binge watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the last season last week, and I watched the Orbital 9. Don't really like reading my movies, but it was not a bad movie. Huh. It's all in Spanish. They had subtitles. So it was a good movie. Brian, with you, with Brian, buddy, you know, I know how you feel, but I'm sorry, just not gonna happen with you and me. I know that's gonna hurt your feelings. I know you're heartbroken. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me.
Well, Brett, you do look like you're a pretty good cuddler. I mean,
that's what she said. Just saying, wasn't good at anything else but cuddling. Oh crap! Don't get me to laugh too hard. My table starts bouncing and jiggles the camera. Oh, okay. So here, somebody want to talk about the Evo?
Yeah, I saw Craig wanted to say something about the
Craig, Evo. And Craig, you know, the people that are reviewing the Evo, they already have them and they've reviewed them and their videos are already up. You know, the only way you're going to review one is if you buy one. It kind of irritates me, but I understand it. It's all about, you know, you got to have a big following. Even though anytime I put an Autel video up, I get a lot of views. The last week's or the 2 weeks ago when I talked about the Evo and the Anafi, that's already had like over 300 views, and I only had 50 people watching it at one. You know, throughout the live stream, only 50 people popped in, but another 250 people have watched it over the last week. You know, anytime I say Autel, people come and watch, which is cool. But you know, nobody wants to let me borrow a drone to test run, and I did send them an email. I tried to send Parrot an email, but I couldn't find an email to send anything to. They're very, very, very tight-lipped on how to get a hold of them, which kind of bothers me. What if I have a problem with my drone? I can't. I'm not going to even try to add another person to Skype, Craig.
Well,
we had enough.
We broke the internet once. We can't do it again.
We can't do it again. Yeah, I until I can put Hangouts. You know, once my free XSplit expires, I will probably go to OBS because I really don't like the fact that I only have one option for this kind of thing. I would like to have more options.
With OBS, you have the option to do whatever you want. You know that.
Well, I can do a crap ton.
Yeah, you can. You can. XSplit does do a ton, but OBS is just that much more. And the best thing about OBS is that
it's free.
What's giving me the ability to use OBS as a virtual camera for Skype so that we can do this.
Yep.
Is some developer just created this plugin for it, and boop, there you go. And there's all.
I can do that with XSplit too. I've done that with XSplit many times. But what I can't do with XSplit is grab a Google Hangout like this. I can only do Skype, or I can go through some really bad, nasty, ugly process. It's bad beyond there. It's a crazy. And Stella, who is hosting the Skype, is me. I am hosting the Skype. Oh, Russ got to go eat. Go eat something, Russ.
Did you see what Brian posted on there?
I was ignoring him. I saw it.
I just wanted to make sure you saw it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's pretty good.
It was kind of funny, but I'm just ignoring him. Because if you ignore him, maybe he'll go away. So, Mr. Matt, you said you wanted to talk about your experiences with the Autel Explorer app and XStart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over to you for a moment. You go ahead and speak.
Well, for those of you that, back at CES, spoke with a few of the gentlemen from Autel and about the possibility of the new app working with the XStar. And they didn't give me a direct answer, and we've already covered all that. They didn't say, yes, it's going to work with the XStar, it's going to be great, it's going to be the best thing ever. No, they kind of went, yes, it's built from the same bits and pieces from the XStar, so as far as the programming goes. So when they released it on Monday, and if you didn't know that, the Autel was released on Monday the 25th, and you can go and buy it. Now I'm sure Brad's got a link for an Evo down in the description, and as well as a Tello, and what was the other one?
Anafi.
Yeah, the Anafi, whatever that thing is. I decided to start playing around with it, and I'm going to demonstrate this. So, can you see this okay, Brad?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, this tablet...
It's a little blown out.
This tablet is just for my drone stuff. So I've got the Go 4, I've got Litchi, Drone Deploy, Pix4D, all those different ones you like to play with on here, as well as the Explorer app. Now, this is an XStar remote. Now,
you might want to bring the brightness down on the tablet so we can see it better.
Okay.
I don't know if you can or not. Yeah. There. Oh, perfect. Right there. Don't go there. Oh, perfect.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I think I missed what I was trying to do.
Yep, try it. I'm sorry. Do it again.
Let me try it again. Okay. Now, controller's on. You can see the USB device, and I've got my two choices. Daggone
it. Sorry.
I'll do it one more time.
See, it pops up when you turn it off.
I'll do Autel Explorer just once. Autel Explorer just once. Hold on. I got to connect here, Craig. Get this guy going. Okay, come on. You did it the other day.
No, this is not a new Autel, Brian. It's the same one.
Yeah, this is the XStar.
Uh-oh. Okay, later, Craig. Take care, man. You might have to restart the tablet and the remote.
Yeah, let me do that.
Later, Craig.
See you, Craig. Sorry, Bubba. All right, get rid of that. Get rid of that. No, get rid of it. I want you gone. So, okay.
Shut the turn off, or not turn off, but like. Okay, never mind. There you go.
All right, it did this for me the other day.
Of course. It doesn't want to work today.
Well, anyhow, long story short.
Oh, there it is.
Auto Explorer just once. App connected. I don't know if you can see the little screen, but the app is communicating with the remote.
Yes.
Okay. So parts of the new Explorer app are working with the older firmware of the remote.
Yep.
So that's a good sign. That tells me that there was some parts that did carry over from the X-Star to the Evo. So maybe, hopefully, and you guys all know exactly how Autel works and how they release things. Maybe here, I would like to say in the near future, they'll release a patch or release another app. That's the Explorer app for the X-Star. And then we'll have the functionality that we have been asking for, me personally, with the people at Autel for the past 2 years. We'll get it. You know, I'd like to have the savable waypoints, you know, to be able to do this, that, and the other thing. But the other thing I was told is that there were some third-party developers that jumped on board, and maybe they've got the APK for, or whatever the file is that they need to start the development for the X-Star. And because I'll be honest, with the Phantom 4 Pro, which is great. I mean, it's great. It is. I pull this out of the case first every single time I do something. Every single time. Why? It's not because it flies better. I don't really know the reason, but yeah, it gives a little bit of a future for
I can tell you the reason.
This old bird. What's that?
You love it. You're emotionally attached to it, and it's your comfort zone.
It is my comfort zone, even though I feel I'm a lot more confident with the Phantom 4. I mean, a lot more confident.
Yeah, I'm glad you've gotten better with it. And you said you've been using Litchi more often, right?
I've used Litchi for the past couple weeks now, because it's not, like I said before, it's not as heavy as
Brian.
The app is.
Dude, look what Brian just did.
What did Brian do? Oh, hey.
Damn, Brian, thanks.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you. You know, I gotta bow down.
Now you have to be the big spoon.
Now apparently I do. Apparently I have to go to Netflix and chill at Brian's tonight. Wait a minute. I charge a lot more than $20 for that. A lot. You had to put a whole lot of zeros between that decimal and that. Yeah, a lot. But thanks again, Brian. I appreciate it. You know I do. That's awesome.
But if you know, and Brian, that's great. Thank you. It's great. We have a good time. But for those of you that haven't got the Explorer app yet, it's very light as far as the size of the app. I mean, I can't do anything more with it than just this, but it seems to be very responsive. It doesn't have any lag or anything. I don't have to play with it, but it works very well on this particular device. I haven't tried it on anything else, and I might try different phones.
So you're just going to go buy an Evo, and you're all set?
I might.
Later, Artco. I've thought about it, but I'm waiting to see what DJI comes out with in the middle of the month.
That's what I'm kind of waiting for. I mean, I've been waiting for the Evo for damn near a year now. And I really thought with I mean, some of my X-Star videos, I mean, shoot, I think one of them's past 30,000 views.
That's pretty good.
I mean, shoot, the last time we looked, I think the last time we were talking about it, Brad, shoot, I had like 22,000 views on one.
Yes.
It was one of the review videos that I did with it.
Yes.
And the guys at Autel were like, yeah, man, we know your videos. Maybe just, you know, you want any, you know, any tips or anything like that? I'm like, no, dude, I just want to, you know, do whatever. And that's why I'm, you know, I just do it when I feel good. That's why I'm variable.
Exactly.
But I thought me and
who was it? Heath, a friend of mine over at Pennsylvania, who was one of the testers for the beta firmware that they had out last year. I was one of the testers for the beta. I figured one of us would have been a shoe-in for a review sample, so we could, you know, not to make videos on YouTube or anything like that. I'm sure after release or anything like that, but to say, hey, you know, this, you guys, you hit it out of the park. Because the worst, the very worst thing about the X-Star and what I've already seen in the review videos about the Evo is the camera horizon and the herky-jerky yaw. That irks me. I mean, they were supposed to have fixed that before, but man, it is so hard to get a very stable, just unless you're if you're just sitting in one spot and you're trying to get a pan, you get this jerk. Jerk. I mean, not quite that. No.
Yeah, not that bad, but we understand. And I even had a problem with it tilting, with the camera tilt. It would go through, it would come up, and it would hit a certain point and just do a little pause. And it's like, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah, and that's the odd thing between this one and I got my other Autel back there in the case. This one doesn't have that crappy tilt on the camera. The other one does, and you adjust it out, but then it comes right back.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, let's swap the cameras because these are swappable. So I swapped the cameras, and it follows the drone, not the camera. So
interesting.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
This one being my newer of the two Autels, I haven't had to crack into this guy yet because I've taken pretty good care of it. I mean, other than putting in that tree last week, which
obviously you got them out.
Yes, and that's another thing I want to talk about this time around, because if we have anybody here, and I'm sure we do have a few other people here that have drones and do work with their drones as Part 107 pilots, they're going to have a mishap. So we're going to cover some of that.
We'll make that quick. I did see up here, way up in the chat. Let me look up here. Somebody did a they just did something in Colorado. I think they said no. Crap.
No, I didn't see any of that. We were talking about that movie. And
I just did a gig at a ranch in Bristol, Colorado. Yes, Artco. He just left us too. Artco Drone Solutions. He did that.
Sorry, Bella, if you're watching this on the rewind.
Replay, whatever it is.
Replay.
Yeah, whatever. Those words escape me every day. But he's gone to get pizza, so you know I can't blame him. I'd take pizza right now too, even though I had pizza for lunch. But yeah, so anyway, so with the we've only got about 20 or 10 minutes left of my live stream, and people haven't really picked on us that much. Well, Brian got us a little bit, but then Brian also paid for it, literally. So let me tell a little bit of the story. So Mr. Matt calls me up and says, yeah, I got my 2 drones stuck in a tree, and I don't know, and I had to leave. But so I hear that, and of course I've heard the whole story. But now, Matt, tell them how you got 2 drones stuck in the same spot on a tree.
All right. We've all been there, out doing a real estate job. Beautiful house, great big property, have plenty of room to fly. So fire up Litchi, get the drone in the air, and start doing my thing. And I do the same way you do, and everybody else does. You know, I take that first glance, you know, get a good idea of the layout of the land, as it were, and you do your thing. Well, I'm paying so much attention to the app. I get it in the air, I get it over the house. You know, I start doing a good orbit all the way around the house, because I always start with an orbit around the house. I start with that, and I get a bead on it, and I think I'm high enough. You know, I think the drone said like 80 feet, and 80 feet, that's well high enough for, you know, to be above any tree, you know. And I'm paying attention, and I see branches come into the view, and I look up, and zip, that's it. Well, trouble is that where I took off from was probably a bit lower than where the trees were, or however it might be, or the trees were just really tall because, you know, the trees were probably about 75 feet tall. And it was stuck. So I was like, well, all right. The homeowner came out and he's like, hey, man, I heard that. Is everything all right? And I was like, yeah, you know, I've had better days. He's like, well, do you need me to help or anything like that? And I was like, well, if you got a football or something, because, you know, I'm miffed, as, you know, it was stuck in the tree. Couldn't see it because it's white. I mean, so I'm miffed. And he was like, no, I ain't got any football, because they're about to move. Because they're, of course, selling their house and they have everything packed up. He's like, but I do have something. He comes out with a couple of golf clubs. And he's like, you can chuck these up there, see if you can't dislodge it. And it was so high up there, there was no way that neither me or him were going to lob one of those things up there and get lucky enough to just dislodge it from its, because it just had a prop in a branch about as big around as my finger. And all it took was just a bump to get it out. So anyhow, we finally found it up in the tree, and it is clear in the top of the tree. I mean, the very tippy top of the tree. So I was like, well, and I always take 2 drones. Well, on that was Friday. And me and the family were getting ready to leave for a horse show, and I had everything packed up, and the kids and the wife were all waiting for me to get home after this drone job to go to this horse show. So I called my wife, and I was like, we can't leave yet. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, you're going to have to grab the Altel and bring it out to me, which the house isn't, you know, 10 minutes from my house. She brings it out. She's like, what are you going to do? I was like, well, I'm going to make something, and we're going to fish it out of that tree. So I get this 6-foot long piece of rope and wire hanger, and unbend the wire hanger, you know, make a little hook, tie it on the bottom of the Altel, and fly it up there. Well, I'm pretty sure I made a video. I may have not put it on YouTube yet. I think I put it on the Drone Strike Facebook page of me trying to fish it out with this contraption, which, if the zoom was a little bit better on the Altel, I probably would have been able to get it, but you just couldn't see the end of that hook to get it in the thing. But I got it hooked in the tree and had to pull it out. And so then I was like, I looked at my wife and I was like, you know what? It's either going to come down or it's not, or I'm going to have to pay somebody to come out here and get it. I'm just going to try to dislodge it with this one. She's like, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to crash this one into that one. She was like, and your drones. I took the Altel, I backed it up about 20 feet, and I went headlong right in to that Phantom. And it just went stick right into it. The funniest thing, and I didn't get screenshots of it, I wish I had, but the camera view of the Phantom and the camera view of the Altel were looking at each other. That's how close they were stuck together. So, long story short, made a few phone calls that night, was able to get with my tree climber, which I thought was in Nebraska at the time. He happened to be in the area, and he called me on Saturday. He said, do you mind if I just go over there and just go get him? And I was like, yeah, dude, whatever, it's fine. Let the homeowner know. He climbs up the tree, and he videotapes the whole thing. Thank goodness. Climbing that tree with a GoPro on his head, picking him out of the tree. I mean, they were just both hung right in a branch. Well, the Altel was hung on the Phantom, and the Phantom was hung on the branch. He just reached up, whoop, tied a little rope around him, put him on his belt, grabbed the other one, tied the rope, and then climbed down the tree. And they are not at all damaged. Not in any way, shape, or form are they damaged. So, thank goodness.
Did you have to pay the guy a lot of money, or did you just have to buy him a case of beer?
You know, yes, I paid him. The price, I did not pay him the price he quoted me. I gave him more.
Oh, good. Because he just saved your ass.
Yeah, well, he was like, yeah, he's like, I do this, you're the first one in the area that's happened. I was like, well, I'm one of the only, pilots, licensed pilots, and you might get drones. And I was like, but trust me, dude, I'm going to plaster you all over the internet of the people that I know. And so I gave him, that much more for it. The job was a complete loss as far as that. But I wanted him, I wanted to make sure that when I call him, he's going to do it again for me, because I'm sure that won't be my last time. So
let's just hope it doesn't happen very often.
The whole point to that story is not to crash your drone. Of course, you don't want
Number
to,
one.
but it's going to happen. before you crash your drone, find you a tree climber. Find you somebody that's willing to climb up that high in a tree and retrieve your drone and bring it down safely and not knock it out. Because I was looking at trying to make some kind of contraption to get a string up there and pull on the branch and knock it out. Well, the camera would have been broke, and I don't even think about it. Find the guy, be like, look, I fly a drone, I fly professionally, I might get it stuck in a tree. Can I count on you to come and grab him out of a tree if I ever get hung up? And just make that connection and stay in communication with them. And then you're good, because then when you need them, hey, you know.
I just see this. Yeah, that's a good thing. Sorry about.
Yeah, I'm looking at the climbing trees works up an appetite.
Never mind. It's just not working. He edited him himself.
Well, it looks like we're up to 8 now.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's an excellent story and a nice little don't do this at home story. Like I said, I think I chuckled maybe in your face about that because it was kind of interesting. Because I hit a tree. I've hit 2 trees now, one with the Autel and one with the DJI. And the Autel was me just being an idiot beginner pilot type of thing, where I wanted to do a really cool fly over me when there's a tree behind me. That was just genius move. So it landed. I cut my finger. That's when I learned how to. Don't worry about it, Brian. That's when I learned how to turn off the motors in an emergency. That's how I learned how not to stop them with my fingers. I did cut one. I did cut my finger a little bit. Nothing really bad. And then there was the one with the drone with the DJI. And anybody who thinks that the side object avoidance works all the time, make sure you read the manual. And I know this. I mean, it's not like I didn't know this. It only works in tripod mode. The side ones only work in tripod mode. They don't work at a higher speed. I wasn't going fast, but like yourself, I was staring at the screen and not watching my drone, and I did not have a visual observer. I'm an idiot. But luckily, it just got stuck in a tree, and I was able to use my monopod to get it out. It wasn't more than 10 feet up, so thankfully. Yeah, that was, I think because it wasn't that high up. We were doing some lower shots, so I got lucky. That was total luck. Now, let's talk a little bit. It's funny, too, when is your chat showing live chat or top chat? I'm showing top chat.
Oh, I'm showing top chat, yeah.
I wonder if we do a live chat. I'll do live chat. I'll just change mine around. So anyway, last week when I did the Evo and the NAFI, or was that the week before? The week before. It was the week before.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about it. And then I saw Autel's video on the Evo coming out. It was like Monday or last week or whenever it was. And I commented on there. It's like, hey, that's great. Be awesome if it had a 1-inch sensor. And then somebody replied to that, oh, that's coming next month. Now, I don't know if he was trolling or if he was serious, because I was just thinking, I've heard that from Autel before. Our 1-inch sensor for the X-Star is coming soon. Coming soon. Oh, no, it's not.
No.
By the way, we're not making X-Star anymore. By the way, we're going to do a different drone.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have a 1-inch sensor, and it doesn't. And maybe we'll have one with a 1. No, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, and they're saying, and also a lot of people with my Evo. I had one guy when I was talking about the Evo and Anafi. Is it too late? And the guy's like, is it too late for what? I'm like, did you not watch the video? Because it's too late, because Mavic Pro is probably coming out in the middle of July. It's going to be a much better than a Mavic Pro 1. It's going to be a Mavic Pro 2 or Mavic 2 Pro, whatever they want to call it. Or I highly doubt it, but it could be a Phantom 5. Really doubt it. It looks like it's going to be the Mavic. And we knew this was going to happen. We knew that. I had a very strong suspicion. Okay, I didn't know. I had a very strong suspicion that the minute anything foldable comes out from any company, especially Autel, that DJI is going to put a new Mavic out with some awesome stuff. So I'm looking at the new Mavic. I want to see, because I'm hearing 1-inch sensor. I'm hearing all these other things. But then I also would like to have the Phantom 5, but I have no idea when that's coming out. You know, there's been speculation on all kinds of times, and they've all been wrong. So that's the way it goes. Mavic is inferior to the Autel. Okay, Brian.
Yeah, that's possible, Brian. But I don't know, because from what I understand, the Evo is just a condensed version of this.
Yep, that's what I'm understanding. And the Mavic Pro is not a bad one. It's not a bad drone, but you're right. The Mavic Pro, as it sits today, not the new version, as it sits today, is inferior to the X-Star and the Evo. But what they come out with next month will probably be better.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, is it too late? I want to buy the Evo, but I need to buy the best quality. That's what I need. I need a really good quality drone for the price. The Evo would fit what I want to do, so I'm not against it. It's just that if I can get a better drone for the same price, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, but the problem with that is, Brad, if you think about it in a commercial sense, you would need to use the Mavic. You would have to, because you're using Litchi. You're using those other programs that allow you to get outside the box a little bit, as they say. With Evo, no, you don't have that option. You don't have it now, and who knows when that option is going to be available.
Or if.
And we never got it with this guy. Now, the big pull for this guy was the removable camera and the hint of a FLIR or a 1-inch sensor or what the hell ever can be attached to this plate on this thing, which this is a great idea. I don't know why they abandoned it. Why in the world they're taking that away? That's leaving us with only the big ones, the Matrices, the Inspires, things like that for different payloads. Why in the world? And now everybody's switching to these foldable things, which is great for just your average consumer that wants to take a cool video of them swimming in a lake or whatever it might be. But for commercial guys, no, you've got to stick with,
Yeah, and I understand it, and you make some excellent points. I mean, you really do. What I want the foldable for, or a good foldable, is so that I can take a smaller drone, because when I have to do Uber, I can't always take my big drone with me because it takes too much trunk space, and you sometimes have to fill that up with people's luggage on certain days. So, and I would rather not do Uber, but I have to do it. But on those days, I could still grab a Mavic or whatever foldable I decide to get and have a good quality picture and still go out and get some really good video. And I could basically just have it with me all the time. I would love to have a drone with me all the time and say, oh, cool, this is something I want to go get. Shut it off, put the battery in and go, and be up and running in a few minutes, because I don't have to worry about putting the props on and all this stuff. Granted, I can throw my drone together within probably 2 or 3 minutes, but a Mavic you can probably do in 1 or 2 minutes. So it's a little bit, it's more of a whatever it is.
But the Evo still, I mean, while all the people that have reviewed it really are liking the camera, really are liking how controlled it is, how stable it is, all these good things, we still have nothing third party. And my eyes were open when I got my Phantom 4.
Yep.
My eyes are wide open now. Like, why in the heck would you want to mess around with something that doesn't have the ability to have some kind of third-party app to do the things that you want to do commercially easily?
Yeah, like Drone Deploy or whatever mapping software you use, or there's even mapping software that doesn't have or mapping flight path planning that you can use that doesn't even have an app for stitching the pictures together, because those pictures can be used in any app.
Yes.
There's all kinds of different stuff, and you're right. There's other things. I gotta read that in a minute. But it's all of these things that you're the third party, and just the accessories alone. You get more accessories with the DJI products, and that's why I so badly want someone to knock DJI down a notch. And here I am. I went to go look at the Inspire 2 Cinema Series, and I don't have $21,000, so I guess I'm not getting that anytime soon. Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I even looked at doing the financing, but they wouldn't give me enough. They'll give me plenty for a bunch of Mavics.
Yeah,
but they won't give me what I want. Ooh, Brian, meet at the drone store in Elmhurst. Oh, I still gotta go there. Going to start building a racing drone. Of course, you need to talk to Joe Kunch. because you know I'm not going to do that. I don't have the time for that. I don't have the money for that hobby. That's just money.
Expensive enough.
Yeah, this one's expensive, and this is not a hobby either for me. But racing would be a hobby without a doubt. I would love doing that. So Brian, if you wanna buy me one, yeah, I'll hold my breath. Actually, if anybody wants to buy me a drone, the Inspire 2 Cinema Series is perfect for me.
I stop there, get you a Matrice, get a 210.
Yeah, because then, well, actually, because you can't put the X7 camera on the Matrice 210.
Oh, you can't?
They purposely did that.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it.
For what I want to do with stock footage, I want that X7. I want the camera. I'm looking at the camera, not the drone.
And you couldn't do that with an X5, and it'd be just as. I mean, not.
No, I want the lenses. I want the lenses. I want those lenses.
Yeah. And it makes
when the P, that's why I'm really looking at the P5, because it's supposed to have interchangeable lenses. But what's the price going to be with all of the lenses? I mean, because I'm thinking it's going to be a lens kit. You get wide angle lens when you get it, and then you can buy the other 3 lenses.
Yeah.
Or do they all come together for $2,500?
Yeah.
You know, which 25 is pushing my limit, but
which at that, I mean, at 2,500, I think I looked at an Inspire 2 package that had a couple of lenses with an X5 camera.
Yeah.
Like 3,800.
Yeah, exactly.
But then they ding you on batteries and all the extra crap.
Yeah, the batteries are more expensive. They're a lot. There's like $260 for a battery. Or is that for a set? I forget, because Inspire 2 does 2 sets.
Yeah, I think
it's redundant.
I think it might have been a set. I mean, it could fly with one, but you think with that kit, you got 2 batteries, you got the charging hub for 4 batteries, and then it's like, hey, buy another 2 batteries. And then, of course, there were 2 different sizes of batteries, like the TB50 and the TB52 or whatever it was, and the 52s were more expensive, 48s, and I'm not speaking like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure that there were a couple of different size batteries, because I'll be honest, I really fought with my wife about buying an Inspire 2, but
really
it didn't make sense for what I was doing. I was looking at it like, ooh, I get this really cool drone, you know.
Yep.
That's what I was looking like. My wife's like, no, you have to pay for this stuff. Like, yeah, but it's really cool. It does. And yeah, and you know, she got her dog, I got my drone. I didn't get the drone that I wanted, but
yeah,
needs and wants. That's
yeah. Well, the need. Yes, and Brian, I did look at the radar. It doesn't look too bad, but definitely not flying weather. The problem I have is that I need to upgrade my computer, which, with any luck, will be happening in the next 2 weeks. I need a better DSLR, one that does 4K. I need a better camera on my drone, meaning a new drone camera, and that means, I mean, all this together is a crap ton of money, and I don't have it. So, I mean, and do I really need it? Well, for what I want to do, it would be much better for me to be able to set myself above what everybody else can do. And that's the whole point of me being able to get better equipment, is so that I'm doing something with better equipment that a lot of people aren't doing, so I can help, you know, raise the bar of my quality product. So that's me, and that's my whole goal of my channel and how I want to do things. Not just the channel, but the stock footage. You know, I want to do a lot of that. And just so you guys know, hey, Living Mexico, how you doing? Nice to see you. Just so everybody knows, I do have a video coming out. It's not a tip video, it's an aerial video. Now, Matt got to see it today without the music because it wouldn't play, he couldn't hear it. He likes it. I have to fix the color on the clips and add a really nice end screen, and then it's good to go. So it'll hopefully be up tomorrow, because I'm going to work on it after this live stream. So we're looking. Russ, you totally nailed it. Your problem is simple. I need to upgrade my income. Exactly, sir.
Yes.
You're not very well. DSLR just does super expensive. Yeah. And see, Brian, the 4K DSLR that I'm looking at is the version that's coming out next. The Nikon 5700 will have 4K, but it's not out yet, and it should come out this year. It'll probably be about $700, which is not a horrible price. I'm glad you made it, Mexico. So that's, you know, the DSLR I'm looking at. 4K camera, sort of. Check out Panasonic G6, yeah.
Yeah, the Panasonic G6.
Yeah, I'll take 2. Those are like $2,500.
Were they that much?
Oh, they're ridiculous. The Panasonics, the G6, the G5, the G6. I was thinking GH. The GH5 is what I'm thinking. Those are like $2,000 or some crazy stuff. It's a little old, but very affordable and very nice. And see, but I hear they run through batteries. I hear that like you're only gonna get about 5 minutes on a battery, so you gotta have a crap ton of batteries. But you know what? It's probably better than what I have now.
Hey, here's an idea.
Of course, I have all the accessories for the Nikon though.
Hey, if you're wanting to use a 4K camera for, you know, the videos that you're doing there, you know, the stuff where you're sitting down green screen, you've got a 4K camera.
Yeah, but I need audio.
Record it separately. Record it on your computer or your cell phone.
Yeah, 3400. Yeah, I know you got the 3400, Brian. I've got the 5200. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And see, Living Mexico's got the 5600. I've got the 5200, and he's pretty much got a newer version of what I've got. Same resolution though. But I hear that the 57 is going to be 4K. And like I said, I've already got I've got the lens. I got everything I need for it. I just don't have the body of the camera. I don't have the body either, but that's beside the point. But yeah, I mean, the video, and I've thought about doing that with the thing, but it's too wide angle, and I can't zoom in because I come in tight. I don't like the. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sit there and hold the drone.
Well, no, you put it on a shelf or something. Come on now.
No. No.
What? I've done them. I've done it with this. A couple of videos.
I'm sure you have.
Set it up on a little stand right here or wherever I'm doing whatever, and I record it, and I record the audio through my phone, through, you know, some form recording whatever app, and, you know, do that to sync it all up. And
oh, I've got a clapper. I bought a $10 clapper on Amazon. Just, I forget where it's at, though. I've used it like twice, just because they look cool. But yeah, I mean, it's too wide angle. It's too wide angle. I can't. No. No. I'm very picky. Very, very picky.
I know you're very picky, but dude, you got to think outside the box. Think outside the box.
I don't wanna. 3 weeks, Squappy. What are we talking about? Yes, I'm still on. Great camera, Squappy. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's talking in there. I'm ignoring everybody now. See, now when we're near the end of this whole thing, that's when everybody's chatting. Of course, they said the chat might have been broken earlier, so that could be a problem. There is some interesting, I don't know, this may or may not happen in a few weeks. I don't know. I have to send a second email out. But Ken Heron might actually have me on his channel.
What?
Maybe. We'll see. I've got an interesting story. He wants interesting stories, and I sent him what I was thinking, and he's like, "That's kind of cool." So he said, "Remind me in 3 weeks, and we'll see how it goes."
That'd be cool.
I think it would be great. I mean, I think I saw that Stan Cook was on there. Yeah. He did a thing. He being a Hawaiian cop. He's not Hawaiian, but anyway, a cop in Hawaii. He got shot. He'll tell you he got shot. Go to Stan Cook's videos and his channel. If I know he's not around right now, but if you go to his channel, look at his video. He says I was on Ken Heron, and he's got the whole thing on there. He just copied it from Ken's video and clipped his stuff in there. I'm sure Ken didn't mind. I'm sure he allowed him to. But yeah, check out his video. He talks about he was the main actor. He played himself in the reenactment of the crime on TV. So it's kind of cool. So go check that out. Yeah. He cracked up. Oh yeah, and also Ken. Now Ken didn't crack up his P4P. His buddy cracked up his P4P. But it's funny because he's like, "Oh, I hit a tree," and I'm like, "I'm looking where the drone is," and I'm like, "No, you hit those phone lines." There's no tree anywhere near. But there might have been a tree somewhere. But it looks like he hit the phone lines. His buddy did. But Ken's and I actually did enter the contest to try to win Ken's broken drone because it flies. It just has no camera. And he won't give props or battery or anything, but it'd be a prop. I just have it sit right there.
It'd be good for a spare. I mean, because you can't swap the camera out. So.
I'm not gonna. That would be a pain in the ass. But yeah, you can. I would do it if need be. But it'd be kind of a nice little thing to have. But it would also be good. Like I'm also working on possible speaking at a civil air civil air defense. Was that, what are they called? Cadets. And civil air civil. Oh my God. He's good. The guy, and if he's watching, I'm sorry, David. This guy, David, he sent me an email. I'm going to go look him up. I want to look it up. And he wants me to talk in front of a bunch of cadets. And I'm kind of excited about that. And it's just CAP. Civil Air Patrol. Must be Civil Air Patrol. You know, organization's been around since the end of World War II. But and they've got a bunch of cadets that are, and he's thinking maybe about a dozen kids will show up, and he wants me to talk about drones more than once. So that'll be fun. And I'm not charging him for it. I want to do that for fun because, you know, I can talk about drones all day. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Stan. Hey, Stan's here. Yeah, Civil Air Patrol.
So Stan, you got shot?
Yeah, Stan got shot. It's been a few years ago because Stan's a couple days retired now. Yeah, Zach crashed Ken's drone. You can repair most damage, Stella.
I watched that drone. And I'm pretty sure I sent Ken the link to the video of me crashing in it, and I've got other crash videos. That one where I crashed the Autel right into my tripod of my DSLR.
You know, Matt, you're never flying my drone. I let people who've never flown before fly my drone. You are not flying my drone.
What? I test their limits. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you're not testing the limit of my drone. You test the limit of your own drone. Oh, look, we got a repeat of nice...
5 times with an AK-47. If I had a drink, sir, this one's for you. Well, there's a sip.
Yes, the dude was high on meth. Was it meth? Whatever the drug of choice was back in the 80s.
Got shot.
70s or 80s.
Yeah.
And he lived. Obviously, he lived through it because he's right over there. Oh, he's over there.
Well, yeah, he's telling us about it.
He's telling the story. He lived to tell the story. So, and Stan, you know what? Stan wanted me to talk about this about 6 months ago, or well, more like a month ago. But Stan has been he's been bugging me because I've been bad. I mean, he's in the right on this. He wanted me to talk about the retest for getting recertified as a Part 107 pilot. And I needed to see more information, and he sent me some more links to the information. And I'll see if I can't find those links again. I know Stan's got them. I'll just copy paste them from the email he sent me. So the whole point is, when you retake your test, you only have to answer 40 questions instead of 60 questions, which is kind of nice. And there's a specific set. There's some specific questions that are just not on the test because it's like either weather related or something. I mean, the article will tell you a lot more in detail what it is, and it is important because I'm going to be retesting here soon, and everybody else is going to be retesting, I'm sure, because it's only been around for 2 years, and they finally just came out with the new rules. It's like, okay, here's what you got to do to retest. You only got to answer 40 questions instead of 60. And that's kind of a big deal. I mean, really, because that's 2/3. That's 2/3 of the test is gone. It's not going to be as hard to recertify, which, in my humble opinion, I know that I don't, and if there's a pilot out there, y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I believe that my friend who flies the 777, he doesn't have to get his pilot's license every 2 years. He has to take his physical, whatever the interval is for that, but he doesn't have to retake the test for the 777 or whatever,
Which,
and it's
they're probably just wanted to get your mind fresh on like airspace and not so much the NOTAMs or anything like that, not to read the NOTAMs or anything like that, because have you ever read a NOTAM? Have you ever?
Only for the test.
Only for the test. So there's things that they have probably been like, okay, well, these guys really don't need to know this, but we want to make sure that they understand how traffic works around an airport, how air traffic is supposed to work, what the airspace is supposed to be like, don't be drunk when you're flying, things like that. I'm sure that's why they boiled it down a little bit. I'm hoping they keep the first time test still rotated
at 60,
60,
yes,
however many, hopefully it would be more, because people really need to know how serious this is. I mean, It is kind. I mean, it's not, but it is. I mean, it is kind of serious.
It is important. I would say it's important.
Yes, important. You know, and it's important to understand how the thought process behind air traffic.
Yeah. Exactly, and I agree with that. And I can see, you know, let's use my friend for the 777 again. He flies it all the time. Pretty sure he hasn't, you know, he's always got these things in his mind. You know, he's landing at O'Hare, he's flying to Beijing. He knows these things. So me, who flies, I try to fly at least, you know, I'd love to fly every day, but I haven't had the chance. It's either been raining or I've been busy. You know, I'd love to fly every weekend. Sometimes I don't even get to do that. And then the winter, it's hard. So yeah, some of the rules don't stick in my head. And even if I did fly every single day, those rules won't stick in my head because I'm not having to go through every single rule all the time. You know, and sometimes I forget the rules, and sometimes I need to be reminded. And I agree, maybe every 2 years, it's a very good idea because it's going to refresh all that stuff in my head, and repetition is a good thing for the long term.
And Stan said that he got his private pilot's license in 1974, and it's still good, so...
Awesome, Stan. Are you still in, I think he's still in Hawaii. He's always yelling at me because I do this too early in the day for him. Crystal meth, there it is. Okay.
Too early? It's almost 8 o'clock here.
Yeah, well, it's not there. In fact, guys, this is actually a longer one than normal, isn't it? We're doing this chatting thing for a long time. We got a lot of stuff covered. Hope you guys are enjoying that. And I like how Russ says I'm right or wrong. I have an issy. He has an issy. Where I think about flying my drone and it rains.
They make a cream for that, Craig.
They do. I've heard they got a good ointment. I've heard it's a good ointment. So yeah.
Is he another word for herpes? Oh, that's great.
Washington State. Yeah, he's out of Washington State. Okay. All right, guys. I think we need to wrap this up. What do you think, Mr. Matt? You probably got to go eat too, don't you?
No, I ate before this.
Oh, that was smart. So did I. I had crap. Junk food. So,
well,
yeah.
I did have a cracker with some squeezy cheese on it before I walked in here after dinner.
Perfect. That's a perfect dessert.
That is perfect.
So I do want to remind people that you got to go buy my T-shirt that says 5 reasons we're not spying on you. Please buy like 5 million of them. That'd be great. And I'm gonna pop over here. You can mute your thingy. Oh yeah, the tello. I'll tell them about that thing. You can mute that because your noise is driving me crazy, sir. You can say goodbye to everybody. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Matt for joining me and inputting a lot. Actually, he's been a big part of the show today. I would say he showed us the tello, he showed us the Autel, he showed us the Explorer. He talked a little bit about the Evo because he's Mr. Autel. I mean, I think he would. Well, I'm not going to go with that route. Anyway, he also told us a nice little story about crashing 2 drones into a tree. So thanks again, Matt, for showing up. Don't forget to check out his channel, Variable, and he's got all of his social media over there and everything else you need to see. Until next time, Matt, you take care, man. And now we're going to go to the end screen. So everybody, I want to say thanks to everybody else for watching, and if you did enjoy this, make sure you like it, share it, and subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. We do a live stream every single week. I also do drone videos every single week, and there will be a new video coming out in the next day or 2, and it will be an all aerial video with some fantastic music. Check out my new shop at Brad's Drones. We do have links for the Tello, the Evo, the Anafi in the links in the description below, and of course all of the articles we talked about are also in the description below. Thanks again to everybody. Have a great day. Fly safe. And bye. That should be good enough to not be cut off.